Welcome back to the CEO's office. I'm Nikolai Ray, CEO of the MREX, and I'm happy to have you here today so that we can talk about raising capital as you want to grow your real estate investment business. One of the key aspects of building a real estate investment business is having access to capital, whether it be through financing, through partnerships, or through syndications. Therefore, if you want to hit the goals that you have in mind, and if you want to build the real estate empire that you desire, obviously, one of the major limiting factors is going to be access to cash, because as you acquire more properties, as you acquire bigger properties, you need more and more capital, you need it faster, and unfortunately, as you grow as a real estate investor, you have to leave a lot of equity in the past deals that you acquired. Therefore, you kind of end up with a chicken and egg problem where you have access to bigger and better opportunities, but you actually have less and less cash, even though your net value is a lot higher. So this is where partnerships, joint ventures, and limited investors come into play. Therefore, the first thing that you have to do if you want to raise capital is, number one, make sure that you have a solid team with regards to securities law and to tax planning. So everyone thinks that in real estate, if you start to raise capital from friends and families, from neighbors, from people who you work with, that it's as simple as just saying, hey, get into my deal, put in $25,000, put in $50,000, and we're gonna buy a 24-unit property or a 150-unit property. But actually, the minute that you start doing that, you're not actually working in real estate anymore, you're actually working with securities. And securities are legislated by various governing bodies, depending where you are, if you're in the US or if you're in Canada. If you're in the US, obviously you're going to have to deal with the SEC and the various state levels of securities law. Therefore, you need to have a securities law attorney who is going to make sure that your private placement memorandums are duly noted, are duly done, and that you are respecting all of the securities laws, making sure that you are not doing anything illegal. And on the second front of that is tax planning, because depending on how you structure your syndications or structure your joint ventures, this is going to have a major effect on the tax planning of your investors, your partners, and yourself. And unfortunately, taxes are inevitable. They're just like death. You can't really get away from them, no matter how rich you are, no matter how many units you acquire. Therefore, we're going to consider that at this moment, you've truly understood the importance of having a tax lawyer and having a securities law attorney who's in your team, in your organization. Once you've done that, the next thing is you have to create systems and processes to make sure that you will be able to raise the amount of capital necessary to acquire the properties that you're going after. So the first thing that you want to do is actually build a CRM system into your company. So a CRM is simply a client relationship manager. There are many systems that exist on the market. I suggest that you go and look at the various systems, test them out, find out which one you prefer to use, which one is more easier for you to use. And then what you want to do is start networking, start building out your network of potential investors and partners. This is something that has to be done actively. Obviously, you're going to have to go to various meetings, organizations, conferences, and just make sure that you don't fall into the trap of just going to real estate conferences and real estate investment events. Make sure that you go to other types of events, whether it be, say, a convention of medical surgeons, because there are probably various people in that convention who are interested in real estate investing, who don't have the know-how, who don't have the knowledge, who don't have the time, but will be happy to invest with a solid real estate investment CEO who already has a proven track record and who has a professional organization in place to make sure that all returns are safe and are optimal. And once you've done that, once you have your CRM in place, once you have your networking system, you have to stay disciplined, make sure that you make time in your schedule to be able to focus on these key tasks. Just like when we were talking about strategic planning in one of the previous videos, you have to, as a real estate investment CEO, carve time out in your calendar for strategic planning and for capital raising activities, as this is the major activity that will allow you to have the power to work on your business and not in your business. I hope that all this advice and this experience is going to help you go as fast as you desire and build the real estate empire that you have in mind. And I invite you to come back next week as we'll continue to talk and deep dive into various subjects that will allow you to be the top real estate investment CEO that you can be.